From your news leader, this is WTAJ News at Noon in high definition.
40 to 50 vehicles piled up on Interstate 80. One caught fire and tractor trailers twisted and turned sideways all over the road. Taking a live look now at Interstate 80. This is about 3 or 4 miles away from that accident scene. No traffic in the westbound lanes right now. The eastbound, though, still moving along. Good afternoon, I'm Angie Cayley. Talk about a miracle. No fatalities in this massive pileup believed to be caused by sliding cars on icy roads. Here's where the crash happened. This is near Cuylertown. It's the exit off of Interstate 80 between the Cuylertown and Woodland exits. We continue our coverage on this breaking news. WTAJ News reporter Leah Kirstein has been on the scene all morning. She joins us now live on the phone. So Leah, cleanup underway now.
Angie, it is. This crash happened right at mile marker 128, which is right between Cuylertown and the other exit there at 123. What they're doing right now is trying to tow out the tractor trailers that weren't in such bad shape and trying to get people who could drive their vehicles away to back them up and go around the exit. So they're trying to clear that roadway. However, this crash spanned a mile and a half. As you said, about 40 to 50 vehicles were involved, most of them being tractor trailers that overturned, slammed into each other, creating these kind of rings that are going to be a mess to clean up. This is also a hazmat situation because so much diesel fuel and oil is leaking out of those cars. So this could actually take days to clean up. They are beginning that cleanup because everybody has gone away from that scene. Any victims have been taken to Clearfield Hospital, and those people who had undrivable cars were actually put in a bus and taken to Sapp Brothers Trucking so they could get something to eat. And those people that wanted to take a shower, those sorts of things could. This is an incredible scene to see. We're told fire crews were able to get on scene within about 20 minutes. They actually got to a man who they could not believe was alive because his truck was so smashed and his legs were pinned. They said they got him out and he was taken to the hospital and he is okay right now. And other truck drivers I spoke to said they were in front of this crash. They got hit a little bit, but behind them they said it just sounded like thunder. One busting into the next, and it was really just uncontrollable because of the icy road conditions. Right now, cleanup is going on. The eastbound lane on Interstate 80 is open. However, there were some minor crashes on that roadway too, so people are dealing with that as well. Definitely a crazy sight to see, and that interstate will be closed from 123 all the way to 133 for some time now.
Leah, you were saying that cleanup could take days. Are we talking lanes closed for days or just they'll be cleaning up around the traffic?
Well, at least for now, these lanes are going to be closed well into the evening. They hope to at least have one lane open up by later today. But as far as getting the diesel fuel cleaned up and the stuff in the creeks around the area, that's what could take days because this is just such a massive scene. And when you're dealing with tractor trailers, in the hood of those tractor trailers, I mean, that's a big piece of machinery that is now down over, and they have to go pick that up. These things take, 2-3 men, 2-3 firefighters to pick up and get taken away from that roadway, and there are dozens of them. Engines exposed, tires everywhere. Really just a complete mess that's going to take a lot of manpower and a lot of man hours.
Want to let you know too, just got information about a warming center that is open at the United Methodist Church on Allport Cutoff in Morrisdale. That is off of the exit, off of exit 133 on Interstate 80. Leah, thank you so much. We'll hear from you again coming up later today, and you can always check in throughout the day online at wearecentralpa.com for all the latest on this massive pileup. And of course, we will have much more today starting at 4 o'clock on Central PA Live. That ice, though, widespread this morning and relentless. This photo came to us from a viewer. This is a Tyrone school bus. Tyrone School picked up kids, then had the buses pull over when the conditions were bad. Many parents emailed and called the newsroom about that decision. We're talking to them today. We'll have more later on WTAJ News. This photo also, this is actually video. We just got back from the scene of Route 30. It just reopened after a tractor trailer crash in Bedford County. That happened between West Providence Township and Snake Spring Township. No word right now on injuries there. Firefighters on their way to an emergency were involved in an accident. That crash, believed to be weather related, also happened around 7 o'clock this morning along Route 53 in Cambria County. 911 dispatchers say the Portage Volunteer Fire Department had one of its engines involved in an accident. No one was injured.
From WTAJ, your weather authority, here's your weather now.
Well, taking a look at our satellite and radar, this is what it looked like at 5:50 this morning, where we had seen that rain just overrunning colder air at the surface and freezing on contact here. We put it into motion, and then as we went through the morning hours, quickly moved out. And once it moved out, it didn't take long for it to start melting. Now we do have a good deal of clouds around. There's a couple of spots in this last frame here you seeing a shower around as well. And right now, as we look live into Altoona, we do have some clouds that have started to filter in. Now, I do want to show you what it looked like here a little bit earlier on, because as we had that freezing rain coming down this morning, it was coming down, looked like rain, but it just glazed over all the surfaces. And then shortly after daybreak, once the sun came out, things started to melt very, very quickly. So as we take a look at our future track as we go through the afternoon hours, I mentioned there's a couple of spots seeing a shower around. We could see a shower in spots for this afternoon. Variable cloudiness, and maybe even just a few more of those popping up in the afternoon hours. This is at 3 o'clock. For this afternoon. As we go into the evening hours, some colder air wraps in. We could see maybe some snowflakes or a snow shower mixed in there on the ridges. That's at 6 p.m. The Laurel Highlands you can see there. As we go into the overnight hours, though, just patchy clouds. Thawing out, temperatures have already warmed up significantly. In fact, across the region, take a look at the difference in temperatures compared to yesterday at this time. So I'll be talking about that warm up because things will be thawing out. Also talking about some rain, some thunder for late week, and then cold air will return.
And some folks really worried about that thaw out, worried about when that snow melts. So far this winter, we've seen an average of 40 inches of snow. That's causing it to pile up and cause problems on roadways and just in general for people to try to find places to stack it. And with the warm up, flooding could cause problems.
Hopefully the warm up is moderate and the rainfall is low, and we have a slow melt, because if we have these ice jams start to break loose and we have precipitation and warm temperatures, there's going to be the potential for some catastrophic river flooding, and there'll also be a lot of other areas that are prone to flooding that are going to experience flood conditions.
Cambria County EMA is bracing for a rough spring this year on top of a rough winter. And bus services were delayed this morning because of the weather in Cambria County. Camtran and Camtran Plus are all back running their normal routes. They were delayed due to the icy roads, of course. All reserve a ride services and trips have been canceled for today. Happening today, the leader of the biggest drug ring ever busted in Johnstown will be sentenced in federal court. 43-year-old George Lowmaster pleaded guilty to 4 counts of violating federal drug laws last October. Between 2008 and May of 2011, Lowmaster helped grow and sell more than 1,000 marijuana plants and laundered thousands of dollars. Authorities say it took 3 years to bring the operation down. 25 others were arrested and charged in the ring. Lowmaster could see 20 years to life in prison. A Bedford County judge is scheduled to re-sentence a child sex offender. The Superior Court threw out the conviction on one of the most serious charges against Mark Prinke. The Hindman man is serving time for taking a 7-year-old girl into a barn and trying to kiss her. Police say he confessed and said the incident could have led to further sex acts. Now that a conviction on the charge of attempted involuntary deviant sexual intercourse is reversed, Prinke will likely have his 10 to 25-year sentence lowered. A Huntington woman who was arrested for allegedly punching an 8-year-old child waived her charges to trial. State police say 32-year-old Virginia Walters punched the boy several times in the head and face, causing both eyes to nearly swell shut. The boy was treated and released into the custody of Huntington County CYS. Walters was arrested on February 1st on felony assault charges. She will remain in the Huntington County Jail until her trial. Cambria County man behind bars accused of inappropriately touching a 4-year-old girl. Pattonboro police arrested Bruce Miller on Monday night. He's facing indecent exposure, endangering the welfare of a child, and aggravated assault charges. Police interviewed the child, who told them if the 51-year-old touched her more than once, he's in the Cambria County Jail. An update now on an area home invasion. Johnstown police arrested 23-year-old Stephanie Huff and 19-year-old Megan McKenzie at a home on the 700 block of Park Avenue yesterday. Along with Seth Berg and Rolando Morales, they've all been charged with endangering the welfare of a child. Police say the two girls are connected to a home invasion that happened Saturday in the 200 block of Laurel Avenue near Oakhurst. They're all in the Cambria County Jail. Well, Blair County is moving toward a countywide reassessment. For the first time in more than 50 years, the move is expected to clear the way for higher property taxes in future years. County officials say the current property values have limited the county's ability to collect enough taxes to support county operations. While the reassessment process can be upsetting, supporters say the effort will lead to a more fair property tax system in the county.
Here in the county, we know every year when we're hearing our tax appeals, we're hearing more and more complaints. Somebody will come in and say, well, gee, I have the smallest house, the smallest lot in my neighborhood, but I'm paying more taxes than anybody else. Why is that?
WTAJ News reporter Kevin Flanagan has been looking into the plans for a countywide reassessment in Blair County. Join us for more on how the proposed property tax changes could affect your bottom line, coming up tonight at 6. Will you be a big winner as the Powerball features another huge jackpot? The top prize for tonight's drawing is now more than $400 million if the winner accepts an annuity instead of all cash. That is the fourth largest Powerball jackpot on record and the biggest so far this year. The Powerball drawings will be featured live tonight on WTAJ News at 11. 43 states and D.C. take part in the game. Want to remind you, too, the latest lottery numbers can be found on our website, wearecentralpa.com. Still to come on WTAJ News at noon, raising the minimum wage. Will it help or will it hurt? We'll tell you what they say in Washington. And the death toll rises in Ukraine as riots continue between police and anti-government demonstrators.